and go live. But is it live? The mysteries of the universe. Is this thing on? Are we live? I'm seeing stuff. It kind of looks like maybe we're live, which means that maybe this is on the stick after dark. And my name is Mike, and with me, as always, is Kurt. Hello, Kurt.
Hello.
How do you do tonight?
I am doing okay.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear
now
that.
see us live on the tubes that are yours.
Yes, yeah, the tube of U's.
Yeah.
Hey, U's, watch where you put that tube. All right. Well, it is. I don't really have a segue or anything. We needed to stream tonight, and I was the guy who was available to host a stream, and I want to play some UFO 50 because this game super duper rules, and I love it. And there's 50 of them, so come on, what more could you want? So, I was thinking about trying to get some cherries. I don't know. You played a bit of this one, haven't you, Kurt? Or the package? I mean,
I have played some of the package. Yes, I have not delved deeply into it, but I have played, some of the games, maybe six
or
something
so?
like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you see, games come.
Which is obviously not a lot when there are 50.
Well, it depends on how much time you spent on them.
Yeah.
I've only put significant time into about 6 games in this collection, but I have finished a bunch. There's 2 flavors of finished in UFO 50. There's the gold cartridge, and there's the cherry cartridge, which means that you did everything. So gold is basically like any kind of clear, and cherry is a more difficult win condition. I'm guessing if you have a cherry on anything, it would be camouflage. No?
I have no cherries.
Oh, okay. Well, I figure if you keep playing camouflage, you'll get that one, because you just get it by finding all the stuff. And that seems like a Kurt kind of thing to do, is to find all the stuff in the tile-based puzzle game.
That does seem very much like a Kurt thing to do.
I have spent the most time with... So I finished Camouflage and got the cherry. I finished Rock on Island, which is really good and also quite long. It took like 8 hours to finish Rock on Island.
Really?
Kind of dino tower defense game. And getting the cherry is super duper tough. And so I'm almost tempted just because I like it enough. But it involves you have to get perfect on every level, which is like, whew, it's not an easy game.
Mm-hmm. How long do the levels take?
Depends on whether you're quitting as soon as you take damage, but I'd say the shortest levels are 5 to 10 minutes, and the longest levels are, on a successful play, maybe half an hour. Like the very final level, if you were to go through the whole thing without messing anything up, would probably take 30 minutes. It's a
decent
hefty
chunk of
game.
time. Yep.
Yeah, and the one little mistake, and you'd have to start that level over again. But you don't have to do them like all back to back. That would be insane. But just getting them in the first place is yikes. I did complete Porgy, and I got the cherry in that one. That's an exploration type game, and when I finished it, I was really close to having all the stuff, and that's how you get the cherry. And I decided to go for it, even though I was a little burned out, because I'm sharing this save with my son, he's the one who finished Night Manor. I haven't even played Night Manor. But I was like, well, if he wants to play Porgy, I'd better grab the stuff now so I don't lose all my progress when he starts the save over. So
Right. Yep.
push through.
That's a good thought.
But today, I was thinking it would be one of these 3 here. I got golds on Pilot Quest, Overbold, and Party House. And I want to make those into cherries. So, what do you say we start with a little Overbold?
Good.
Have you tried this one?
I have not.
Overbold is rapidly becoming one of my very favorites in this collection.
Nice.
It is extremely intense. After escaping Velgris, Alpha hitchhiked to the gambling planet of Fogon. Her struggle with Charkas had left her shipless and broke, but this planet offered many ways for an enterprising individual to make a few bucks. Lured by the promises of big prizes, she signed up to compete in the notorious Red Arena. And so you do. Immediately. There's not a lot to see at the very outset of this game, but once you finish the first wave, this is where the real action happens. You got a shop where you can, of course, spend money, which
that's very relevant to Mike's interests.
Mm-hmm. And you got a place where you can raise the prize pool by adding more enemies to your next round.
Ah.
And so if you want to do well, you have to basically push yourself and see like how many enemy groups do you think you can manage. And so you have a really big hitbox in this game. And you're slow, so it's pretty hard to avoid the bullets sometimes. And your default setting, one hit and you're dead. So that can be ameliorated with time. But yeah, that run's already over.
Good grief.
Fire my gun faster, sure. So finishing the game, I think there's like 8 waves that you have to make it through. And I did it actually fairly quickly. I will admit that there was some beginner's luck there because the last wave is really, really intense, and I think it was mostly pure luck that I managed to survive it on my first attempt. And if you do that, you finish the game and you got $3,200. But if you want to get the cherry, you have to finish the game with $4,500. And the only way to do that is to basically increase the difficulty of all the battles that you fight.
So
the only way to make
you got to push it for all of the things.
Yeah, from beginning to end. So to get the cherry, we're gonna have to play dangerous the whole time. Actually, this is nice. So I tend to go with whatever's on sale to start with, and so the first thing that's on sale is take one shot without dying.
That seems like a good thing to have.
It is a good thing to have. There's a lot of good things to have, and you cannot afford very many of them at the outset. If I can make it through one tough battle, I will have a bit of money, and I can buy a few things, and at least have like some kind of chance. So I do tend to push the first battle like pretty hard. Oh, I'm not using my bombs. I've been a little distracted. I haven't been focusing on my tactics. So yeah, my thinking is like I push the battle pretty hard right off the bat because I figure if I can't pull out a victory at the start and get that extra money, very little chance that I'm gonna like have a good run. So there is an awful lot of like dying on the second or third bout. No more bombs. I miss my bombs.
I'll miss your bombs.
Alex.
Hello. Did it.
Did you get me more bombs? Is that what you did?
Yeah, just check under your seat.
Ah, it's too late. I died.
Right from the bomb that I put under your seat.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Hoisted. Alex, I'm assuming you have not really played any of this game. Is that true?
UFO 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Oh, well. You should. It's very good.
I mean, that's
It
what
is.
people say.
If you don't like one, just play a different one.
I don't want to hunt around for a game that I like when I can play other games that I know I do or will like.
Do you know that you will like the games you play? This is not really the reputation you've got.
That is the... Yes. Hi, Eric. Yeah, I recently... We talked about this, but I bought Stellar Blade because I was like, that looks like a thing I would like. Hey, guess what? It's exactly the kind of shit that I like. Because I'm old, and I know
Right in
what I
line
like.
with all the politics, and you're here to support the cause. You want to bring boobs back to video games and have the people stop censoring them. So
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what
it was
it's all
predominantly
about.
a butt game.
It's predominantly a butt game. I mean, she has big tits too, but it's
they licensed the butt.
her
They
butt
licensed
is
the butt.
ridiculous.
They paid a model
She
so
has
that way
Yeah,
they
big
could
tits
put
and
her
she
butt
does
in the
not
game.
lie.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so I survived a fight. That's good news. That means I can
That's
actually...
not what the game's about, Eric. About perfect parrying and perfect dodging.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
not
what it's
perfect
about.
butts.
Butts.
Perfect butts are an added.
Listen, Alex,
Yeah.
I love perfect
the
butt on
butts
the
are at
N64.
least like that's like a top. You have to put the butts at least the top 3. They paid for that butt.
It's third. It's parries, dodges, and then it's butt.
Yeah. I think it's. I don't think so.
Eric, where are you reporting
Anyway.
from today?
Guys.
Yeah, live on the scene. We've got
I am live in the Black Rock Canyon campground in the Joshua Tree National Park.
Oh, nice.
I'm in the desert.
You and the edge.
I have gone from 4 days ago. It was like 34 degrees out when I got up in the morning, and right now it's still 73 here at 7:30.
disgusting.
So
It is incredibly hot here
Yeah.
for late October.
yeah, I heard that it was hot at home in New York as well. So Right. It's probably, well, I don't know. It was almost 100 when I was out. Like when I got back to my car after my latest. So
That's not great.
I don't know. It was fine. Drank a lot of water. Wore a big hat.
Always a good way
It's
to go.
the desert.
The bigger the hat, the stronger the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't see that plant growing up underneath my feet.
Oh no.
So I don't know if you can see the stream right now. I'm working on trying to get the cherry in Overbold, which is very quickly becoming one of my favorite games in UFO 50.
I don't know if I've played that one or not.
It's just like a real challenging overhead shooter game where, like roguelike, where you're spending cash and trying to buy cool power-ups. And
Okay.
you get more money by fighting more monsters, so there's this constant incentive to make it harder on yourself. Which leads you to basically putting yourself into really bad situations that are 100% of your own devising.
Is it a Gradius style system, or when you die you lose all your shit? Or...
It's a roguelike.
Is it?
When you
When
die,
you
you
die,
run as-
you're over.
your run is over. Now you can get some, you can get enough health to take a hit or two, but at the start of the game you don't really have that. So for the first like fight or two, anything will kill you in one shot, basically.
Like
Which
that.
is why I restart a lot. What are you gonna say, Kurt?
I said like that.
Like that, just like that. Yeah, I know this game is good because every time I die, I just immediately dive back in and try another round. So I was saying to Kurt, I have finished like the basic version of this game. Like got the basic ending, which is to survive, I think, 8 rounds, and then the last round is really intense and full of tons and tons of monsters and a boss. But to get the cherry, because there's always like the sort of superior win condition in UFO 50. To get the cherry, you have to finish with like a bunch of extra money. So you have to earn.
Not upgrade and shit.
Well, you can upgrade. You just
But
have
not
to
like
earn
it's-
more money.
Okay.
And the way to earn more money is to fight more monsters, and then you fight more monsters, and then you die. And so it's like frustrating because you're constantly pushing yourself a little too hard. But it's that's a tension that I really like in this kind of game.
Cool.
So I think this is really cool. It's very straightforward, but like plays well. Don't walk into the lava pools like I just did. That's bad. You shouldn't do that. I don't know what power up I got.
Are you streaming it to Discord?
I'm not. I could do that if it would make your life better.
I don't know. I can. Well, I was gonna see if I could stream it and just see what it looks like, but
Here, I'll stream.
I
it
don't
to
know that the
Discord,
internet.
sure.
I don't know that the internet here is that good.
You can have a look see. So there's 3 games that I've been working on that I'd like to try and get the cherry on. So if we get fed up with Overbold at some point, I can switch over because I want to try and finish Party House, which I think I would really like for you guys to see Party House if you haven't played that already.
I haven't played that one either. I've just been. When I do play it, I just play like 10 or 15 minutes, and I've just kind of been working my way through chronologically. So
Okay. I have not spent significant time with any of the first 10 games or so. I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time on about 4 or 5 games. Like I finished some of the longest ones in the collection, I think, including Rock on Island and Porgy, which are both like they both took about 8 hours for me to finish.
cool.
I really, really like Rock on Island. Porgy I thought was really interesting, but kind of frustrating in some weird ways. It was like compelling. I wanted to go back and like win, but so yeah, I've got to make life hard on
It's a
myself
lot of
if I want to
games.
make enough money. It is a lot of games, and a lot of them are really cool. And as a collection, they are really cool. As a collection, they are kind of unreal. I actually just bought the soundtrack for this today. It's like 350 tracks. It costs, I mean, you can get it for $7.
Do they loop
did-
them, or are they all like 20 seconds long?
They don't loop them, but a lot of them are longer than 20 seconds. There are a few short ones that are just like, yeah, this is a 30-second track, but a lot of them are also like 2-3 minute tracks because they
Okay,
have a
that's
bit
not
of
too bad.
evolution in them. So yeah,
I
one of the
remember
reasons
back in
this-
the day. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, if you're going to complain about the Spelunky soundtrack, I'm right there with you. Because I have the Spelunky soundtrack, and it's the same musician, Eric Surke, I think. And yeah, none of those tracks loop, so they're all like these 30, 40-second tracks.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, like, back in the day, downloading, like when people would put up, like, on Kaza or whatever, like, Mega Man 2 soundtrack, but they wouldn't loop the thing, so they'd be, like, 40 seconds long or whatever.
Out.
Yep.
That's annoying.
But yes, this Splunky soundtrack is the same way. Which sucks, because that's a good-ass soundtrack.
It is a good-ass soundtrack. So the same problem occasionally happens in the soundtrack, but less so, because a lot of the music is just more... It's less loopy.
Yeah.
Just die. Oh boy.
My little bit of time that I've had to play video games, I've just been playing Metaphor on Tazio, so...
How's your metaphor going? Does that even make any sense yet?
Fucking great. I don't know. I guess kind of. I don't know. It's definitely like early in the game, like in the first 30 minutes or so, it sets up some meta stuff, you know? Anyway, it definitely like early in the game, you meet like the narrator guy who's also like the Igor of that world, and then he asks you. No, Igor, you know, the guy with the big nose from Persona. Yeah.
I kind of wish he was the Eeyore of that world.
Yeah, that'd be good too. But so he asks you for your real name before you name your character. And then at one point you end up in this... yes, right. I think I named my real name is Francis Crun, which is a deep cut from a episode of Beef and Dairy Network. But anyway... After, so like then like maybe a couple hours into the game, that guy in the game world, like as your character that you're playing as, and then he has like this book that's full of that like he can't translate, and there's like this picture of this extremely pimp ass wizard looking guy, and it just says like underneath, he's like, the only thing I can tell is that this guy's name was Francis, and it's like it's definitely, there's definitely some like it is at some point it is going to pull back and have some kind of meta layer of something happening. Like your character also has this book that's like outside of the fantasy world where there is no racism and there is no magic and everybody is like equal because technology is so cool. And the rest of the game, you're like this, like it's a little bit like fantasy racism bullshit where there's a bunch of different races of people, but they're all like generic.
They're all the same.
Japanese people, but like some of them have horns and some of them like a wing and whatever. And your main character doesn't have any of that stuff, so we'll see how it.
Is it good or bad to not have any of that stuff?
It's bad, I guess, because everybody's just shitting on your dude all the time. Your guy is like an Edda, and everybody's just like, oh Jesus, an Edda is in town. Oh fuck, like something bad's about to happen, or like get out of here. We don't, like that kind of stuff. So I don't know. We'll see where it all goes. It could vary. I'm enjoying it a lot so far, but it's definitely easy to see where it would kind of like fall apart. But I don't know. So far, there haven't been any creepy guys. There hasn't been any like homophobia or gay panic stuff. Like all the landmines at the Persona games tend to like step right in. Like this game hasn't done that yet, and so I'm hoping that it doesn't, because like a lot of the other thematic stuff in the Persona games is quite good, especially 5 and 3. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm like 1/10 of the way through the game at 10 hours, so. I will say it has instead of collecting demons and like fusing demons and stuff, it has a Final Fantasy V style class system.
Okay.
And so when you form your S-links with your different people in the world, like it unlocks a new class, and then there's like a big grid where you can like when you max out a class level, you can then combine that class with other classes on the grid to make new classes. And
Sounds like the sphere grid.
I'm fucking here for that whole thing because I love a job system, and I love a grid too. So, so like one of the classes is like they're pretty. Most of the ones you start with is like it's a mage that can do elemental damage, or
this guy
it's
punches stuff.
like a knight. Like this is there's a brawler. There's like a big a great sword class, a short sword and shield class, a spear wielder class. So that way you've got your like blunt. It's like the same. It does do a lot of the same Persona stuff where it's like enemies are weak to whatever, and so if you hit them with your weakness, you get extra attacks. And so if you can like juggle weaknesses, then you can kill all the enemies without taking damage. But then the same thing happens to you where sometimes you just get your ass kicked because you're the enemies cast lightning and you're weak to lightning or whatever. But I will say this does have a thing where you can just push a button to restart a fight. And also, if you die, it doesn't like reset your progress back to your most recent save, like the Persona game. So like the risk of losing a few hours because of like you forgot that you were weak to lightning or whatever, you forgot to change your class out. Yeah, like that stuff doesn't happen. Yeah, yep. Those Persona games can be pretty gnarly about that stuff sometimes. But I don't know. I really like it a lot so far. But
I watched a little bit of it, and I'm kind of like, I'm impressed by what it's doing, and I can tell it's very clearly also not for me from like a story and kind of aesthetic point of view. It's so good whenever you form an S-Link, you shake hands with the character that you're like forming the S-Link with, and then it zooms in and like silhouettes your handshake, and then when it zooms back out, it's like this like ancient tome like line drawing of the fucking Predator handshake meme.
Yeah.
And so it's like sometimes you'll make it like one of your first companion that you had is like this little fairy that follows you around. And so when you form the S-Link with her, you like shake her hand and it zooms in, and then into like her like grabbing your finger, and then it zooms back out into the fucking Predator meme thing. It's really funny. There's a bunch of them that are good. There's one that's like a little girl. Same thing. It's good. There's like a lot of like the visual flair and stuff is all top notch. Also, the battle music is just fucking bizarre.
It is so weird. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Like,
if you haven't checked it out yet,
it's Esperanto.
But it's like a guy rapping in Esperanto, but it's over like pretty standard like fantasy game battle music, so it sounds really bizarre and crazy. It's good.
This would be a good time for you guys to check out the screen. I've made it to the last wave, and things are about to get gnarly.
I'll turn it back on. Last time when I turned it on, I lost the ability to really hear what you guys were saying. It's okay.
So I can't spend much more money. No, I can't spend any more money, I don't think, because I need 4,500 when I finish. So I should have exactly the right amount if I don't spend any more. So here we go. Hope I don't mess it up. I'm probably gonna mess it up.
That kind of attitude.
I almost blew myself up very early in the
If
fight.
you win this, does that just get you the dub, or do you have to do more to actually like?
At this point, so I'm going for the cherry, right? I'm trying to get like the good clear, and this would get it for me because I saved up some money. I used up my shields. I saved up a bunch of money over the earlier fights, and theoretically this part isn't any harder this time than it normally is, but I'm pretty sure that I kind of lucked my way through this fight the first time I made it this far. Okay, I'm out of shields. I do have some health though, so I can actually afford to take a hit or two and I won't die immediately.
I've heard a good strategy is just not to get hit.
Oh, that's weird. Where'd you hear that one from?
I don't.
Probably some
Some
scrub.
dumb guy.
Betty's Hansen.
www.alexrtips.com.
It's really just
Yeah,
tip.
that's the one. It's just you go to alexarstip.com and it's that one thing. That's it.
Don't hit scrub.
And just him looking with a dumb look on his face, like, come on.
Shouldn't have to tell you this. It's 2024. Alright, the boss is spawning. Should have probably tried to use some of them pumpkins to no. Yeah, just stand right there, please. That's good. That was good. Also, your own bombs can hurt you, by the way. I don't know if that was something you realized, but very extremely easy to kill yourself with your own bombs. Nice. Then you feel like a jump.
Oh. Yeah, don't do that.
Bombs. Which is bad.
See previous website.
Also, there's starting to be a lot of these little dudes on the screen here. They will eventually explode. Okay, I was able to chain reaction some of those guys into it. Low health, very low health. Nope. I'm too slow to avoid him at that point. All right, well, so that's how that goes usually, but came close that time. Came close. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to Party House because if you haven't played Party House, that game rules.
Party House is the one I've heard the most about. I think or at least it's the one that I hear most often. I guess.
When I first sat down with UFO
Party
50,
House
like
is the one.
I fired up like 5 games and played like 10 minutes each, and then I started playing Party House and I played it for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure here to get the cherry 4,500. Yeah, so I could have done it if I just beaten that boss. I would have had it. Party House is a game. At first, I thought it was going to be like a Maniac Mansion kind of thing, just because I mean, look at these guys. It turns out instead it's kind of like a deck builder blackjack game. And it's very cool. So we'll start off with just a basic party here. Just a basic party. Basic party is already going off the rails. I'm going to call it there. No, we're going to do one more. All right, so I've got 3 people in my party. If you can see, 2 of them have X's over their heads, and that means that they are troublemakers. Now, troublemakers usually make for a pretty good party. You know what I'm saying? They're fun people to be around.
It's just like when Alex and Anthony and I were hanging out last weekend.
Who had the X's and who didn't?
I mean obviously the 2 people that start with A.
Yeah.
So
troublemakers are danger because, as you can see by looking on the roof, the cat's getting worried. If I draw another troublemaker, then the cops will show up and the party will be busted. And so it's kind of like blackjack in that you're trying not to go over. Because if the cops come, then your party gets busted and you don't get any resources from it. But if they don't, then you get a tally of popularity and money from all the guests that you have in your party. And you need, in the long-term goal, is to get these guys with the stars on them. So we have an alien who has a star but nothing else. And we have a superhero who's got a star and also is worth like 3 points if we get him in the party. And you have to get 4 stars worth of special guests in the same party to throw the ultimate party and win the round. And you have 25 basically parties that you could throw to kind of raise your stats, like raise money, popularity, and then expand your house and buy cool people for your Rolodex. And the problem being that you cannot ever take anyone out of your Rolodex. So you're stuck with a certain number of troublemakers right off the bat, and in some cases it's possible to add more and stack the deck in different ways depending on how you want to play. I don't have that choice right now because I'm playing the randomizer basically, where it just takes from the character pool and fills up like a big list of characters that can be invited to the party. So this is a mix that you don't normally get in like the pre-made scenarios. So I'm kind of taking stock of who we got that I can start inviting to my parties.
Do you know who the troublemakers are before you?
Oh, let's look at my Rolodex. Okay. So in my Rolodex, I've got 4 old friends who are worth 1 popularity. I've got 2 rich pals who are worth 1 cash, and I've got 4 wild buddies who are worth 2
now
popularity.
We're talking. Now we're fucking in there.
But they got that trouble. So I can't have more than 2 of them in my party unless I find like some mitigating strategies. So, for example, this hippie here, if I bring the hippie to the party, he will chill out one of the troublemakers and increase kind of my trouble capacity, basically.
Is there like a...
You can overclock your trouble.
Is there like an angry jock that doesn't like the hit? Like, are there like interactions like that, or
No, not of that nature. Lots of the characters have different abilities. So I mean, I'll go through a couple. Like if there's the watchdog. If you get the watchdog, you can use its ability to see the next person who's going to come in, and you can decide to boot them before they come into the party if you want.
Maddie said, "Hey," like 10 minutes ago, and then says, "Party of all dogs, dog party."
Party of all dogs.
Yep.
I'll get one
that's
dog.
the kind of party I want to be at?
You can't go
I was
wrong
gonna
with
say,
a
it's
watchdog.
Party unless there's a cool dog there.
Well, there's actually multiple
Also,
types of dog in the game. Look, so first thing we got with this dog. So what we do is we invite people in. Well, okay, we can check. Who's our next guest going to be? That's a rich pal. Rich
You
pal's
definitely
okay.
want them.
No, I
Yeah.
would actually prefer to have the troublemaker at this point because my house is almost full. Well, I didn't get him. But if I got the troublemaker, they're worth 2 instead of 1.
Oh,
The
I
rich
see.
pals bring money, and the money lets you make your house bigger. So that's good because the bigger the house, the bigger the party, right?
Mhm.
But you
So
still
you
have the
basically-
same troublemaker constraints.
Yes, you do. You can only ever have 2 trouble before things get out of hand. But I could gradually start stacking my deck with like hippies, at which point that would statistically cancel out the trouble sometimes,
Sure.
you know?
Right.
There's now this guy I'm tempted by, the comedian, will give me +5 popularity if the party is full, if I don't end it early. But he costs money and I have no money, so I need to kind of, in fact, man, no, there's no one who makes money. This is like brokest group of party guests I've ever seen. I
And
might
he says
actually
the party would have been better with 2 dogs. I think we've already confirmed that we agree with that.
agree to agree.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen such a broke ass group of partiers, but I think the solution is I need a bartender. So we're just gonna save up some money. All right, there you go. When your party's small, sometimes you can just fill it up, and that's all there is to it. As your house gets bigger and you get more cool people in your Rolodex, then you start to have more choices. So, all right, so we got a bartender. The bartender makes money and popularity based on all the trouble in the party. So, having 2 troublemakers in my party, this is good. I think I'm going to end the party now because I'm going to get a pretty good bonus for my bartender. So this is like the only way that we have to make it.
Yeah, this seems good. I like this.
Yeah.
It's really well made. It's super charming. There's a lot of different kinds of guests. Like, I don't know, what we have a mix right now of like 15 or so. There's got to be like 45 different guest types in the game, or something like that. So there's lots of different scenarios, and then in order to get the cherry, you have to win the randomized scenarios 5 times in a row. Now that we have a bartender, we can get
5
some
times in a
hippies.
row.
Yeah. So I've won 3. So I'm taking this seriously.
This
all
is
right,
serious. Now get that hippie with the drugs in here.
All right, Watchdog. What do you got? We got a wild buddy. I want a wild buddy because my party's almost full and I got a bartender. So, but yeah, I think this game is legit pretty good.
What's the win condition?
So the win condition is to get 4 stars in the party at the same time. And a star guest is someone like there's an alien here and there's a superhero, and they both have stars, and they're very expensive to buy. So you're generally not going to start accumulating them until you've been playing a number of rounds.
Yeah.
I need more bartenders or more money, and then I'm going to get a stylist. Stylists are cool because they can make. We're off to a bad start here. I think we got to take a chance. Okay, now we have the bartender. I think I might call this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might
Cat's getting
shut this one down early.
worried.
Right. We don't want any upset cats.
All right, now we got some money. We can afford to get some other guests. But I think what we really want is stylist. Stylist will permanently increase the popularity of one of your characters, but it costs money to use them. Oh, geez, we're already kind of full up. Do we take a chance? We'll take a chance. Do we take a chance again? One more. All right,
How many
let's call it there.
troublemakers have you got in your deck?
4.
Yeah.
I don't have enough good people in my deck right now.
I was gonna say I might that ratio with the ratio you're at now is I wouldn't risk it. But
When I draw a bunch of troublemakers
Like
right
that.
off the bat, often I'll just kind of keep pushing forward because once you get into the later rounds, it's like it's not worth it to have a party where to make $5. So I'd rather take the chance on having it get crashed by the cops.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
If
This is not
the
bad.
cops show up, is that it? It's just over at that point.
This round, you lose a round, basically. And then you have to put the blame for the party being out of hand on somebody. And so you get to choose one character and they get kind of booted for the next round.
Oh, okay.
But you can never get rid of all your wild buddies, because after one round they'll come back. Alright, so now the bartender is more popular. We're already happy to see the bartender, but now we're going to get a little bonus every time. So a couple stylists and a good source of money are a very good way to start raking in the popularity. Alright, we're going to need to be able to manage our troublemakers, though, so we're going to buy a professional wrestler.
Now you're talking.
Sure.
The wrestler has the ability to boot... Okay, so you said we pulled 2 wild buddies right off the bat, but 4 popularity doesn't move the needle at this point, so we're just going to have to keep pushing forward and hope that we get some good.
Is there a time pressure? You have to
Well,
finish within a certain number of rounds or something?
Yeah, you have 25 rounds, so anytime you lose a round to get to the cops showing up, that sucks, but sometimes you just get bad cards, you know?
Okay. Yep.
So we kicked out the wild buddy. Now we're starting to have a little bit of power over what happens here, because we have the wrestler. The wrestler can kick out one guest. So if there's too many troublemakers, you kick one out. Otherwise, if you're feeling really cynical... so you see we have the hippie. We could now afford more trouble in this party if we wanted to.
Right.
So what we're going to do is
You're
we're going to
gonna
use our
kick out.
stylist to make our beautiful bartenders even more beautiful, right?
Mhm.
And it's good to have one who's really good, because later on you might be able to actually go hand select who shows up to your party. So it's always worth it to buff the hell out of one character. Now that the stylist has done their job, I'm going to kick them out of the party because they're costing me money.
Yeah. Obviously.
And we got another
Obviously.
troublemaker instead. That's a way better deal. So I think this game is really good. It's super charming. It's very addictive. And once you get good at it, you can just hammer on the button and have just the door flying open.
What are the bars at the bottom like below the character?
It's like how
Like
many
there's
are
a
left
number
to purchase. You
Oh,
can't
okay,
have
I
like
see.
only
So that's how
one
many
kind of
are in
character.
the-
Do we
If you
want-
had the resources, any aliens as you wanted.
You do, yes, yeah. There's no limit on how many, except that it's really expensive to buy them, so you're very unlikely to actually be able to do that. The alien is fine. There's actually some star guests that are negative, like they'll bring trouble or they'll cost you money or something. The superhero is good, but costs more to buy as a result. I'll probably buy one superhero early on because he'll probably pay for himself. But the aliens also, they just take up space, which is kind of annoying, because until the round where you get 4 stars, you don't really need them for anything.
I was gonna say they don't do anything unless you're trying to get the win.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I've got kind of a boring deck, but it works.
What's the
pretty
guy
good.
with the top hat?
The guy with
Monopoly
the
Man?
top hat will swap a regular guest for a
Mr.
star
Peanut.
guest. So at the end of the game,
Okay.
once you have enough star guests in your deck, that's really useful. I'm
They
actually
can
going to
be,
get some.
yeah, you can use them to get your win condition.
I'm gonna get more wrestlers, because then I can get more stylists. And the wrestlers bring enough popularity to pay for themselves in the long run.
And he says, put the top hat on the dog for a real party.
We can style the dog. Here, let's style the dog up.
Yeah, make the dog more popular. Yeah.
But I gotta keep my bartender sexy, so I'm gonna keep losing them. Also, hi, Maddie. Alright, so we got a bit of trouble. Who's next? A wrestler. Alright, we can bring a wrestler in. I could kick somebody... Well, we want to kick the stylist out, but I don't know that I want to bring anybody in unless I also kick the troublemaker out.
Did you use the dog?
And I don't want to kick the troublemaker out. What I really want is a hippie, but I have no way of knowing if the hippie's coming. So this is a pretty good party. Maddie was briefly, well, maybe still is, a podium speedrunner for the first game in this collection.
Nice.
Barbuda.
Good job, Maddie.
Oh, really?
Alright, we do need more hippies. At some point, you have to also just decide that you're going to start saving up money to, or popularity to get the star guests. I'm gonna save some
Right.
cash, man. I would like to get a superhero. Oh, double hippie, wow. Look at this. We got 3 trouble. We're not. The cat's not even worried. Now the cat's
Sleeping.
a little worried.
It's
But
chilling.
we
You're
literally
worried
don't
now.
have any more troublemakers in our deck, so the party cannot get busted. So that's the
Nice.
power of hippies.
Oh, might as well go to town. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our bartender
to
more
get more
handsome.
beer, or
Then we're gonna kick out this stylist. We're gonna use the other stylist to make the bartender even more handsomer. We're gonna hope that we get a wrestler. I did not. Okay. So I was not able to boot out my second stylist, so they're actually gonna cost me $1 at the end of the round, but that's fine. I'm pretty loaded.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what this person is doing.
Now,
I don't know what they're doing.
Now this is kind of too bad, actually. I'm too broke to pay for the stylist to beautify anybody in my party. So I'm guessing I'm gonna
Just kick him out then.
You know, I spent too much money last round. I could have saved $1, but I expanded the house. So we got 3 troublemakers and 1 hippie. I think this might be good. We don't have the dog, so we can't check who's coming next. And I don't want to lose any more troublemakers than I have to, because they're the ones bringing the money in. Double bartender. We should be rich by the time this is done. Ooh, check it out. 59 popularity, so we can afford a superhero now. Alright, our first star guest. We're doing pretty good. Bartenders are a really good character, in my opinion. And stylists are also really good, so this is not a very mean seed. Once we have a couple more star characters, we can start investing in more people with abilities to kind of get them in the party. But for now, all we need is enough popularity to recruit more. No, I don't want this party to end already. Okay, wrestler, you know what? Kick a wild buddy. Again? Alright, we gotta take a chance on this one. Oh yes, the hippie, thank you. So now theoretically there's no more wild buddies left to crash the party.
Eric
Open
and
the
I
door,
are right
let
here.
everybody in.
You are the wildest buddies. It's true. Alright, so stylist, hot bartender, wrestler, kick the stylist, and there we go. Pretty good party. You see that bartender? He's like Tom freaking Cruise,
Uh-huh.
but without the Scientology.
Yeah.
I should spend...
He's spinning the bottles and
I guess I'll get a magician. I know I'm going to want magicians later. The problem is that you can only stock up 65 popularity at a time. So you can kind of go over and waste some if your party's just too good. Alright, what are we looking at here?
I've never had that problem.
Don't have any bartenders, so we'll make the dog hot.
things I didn't expect to hear today.
Alright, it's getting a little saucy in here, but we can use the watchdog and check. Oh, wild buddy, no thanks. You are not invited. I would really like a bartender, so...
Yeah,
again,
get rid of one of those normies.
additionally, hot dogs. Now we're going to get rid of the stylists. They're never getting paid for their work. Well, they're getting paid for their work, but they're not getting paid to stay at the party afterwards. Well, I don't think we can do much. I could swap... I could gamble. Oh, yeah, okay, it's worth it. Watch this. I got my magician's going to swap the superhero out, and it's going to bring me a bartender. And I got the hot bartender, so that was absolutely worth it. Oh, 64 to 65 popularity. Flying close to the sun.
You can get another one.
I can. And because we have 10 rounds left, I will. But I think the next guys are all just going to be aliens, because I don't need to spend that extra money if I'm not going to recoup it. Alright, we're going to hold off. We're going to save our cash. Bartender is good. I don't know, is it worth it ending the party now? It's not worth it. Oh, we got busted.
Oh no.
I am higher at this point, you know? That party was kind of weak. That's fine, that's fine. We're still on track. Don't worry about it. Hot bartender. This is going very well. Alright. That is the hottest this bartender can get, so...
How hot can the dog get?
equally hot. Don't have the dog.
I do love a hot dog.
Let's
So,
boot a
Mike,
old
start stuffing that
friend.
dog full of nitrates.
We could also potentially swap. We already have the hot bartender. Is it worth swapping the star guest for a non-star guest? We got 1 chance in 4 of pulling hot dog if we swap our superhero for a normie. Oh, we got hot dog.
Alright. Killing it.
Hotter dog. I can't kick the stylist up, but that's alright. You earned your pay. I think we're done. I can check who's at the door, but it doesn't do anything at this point because I can't let them in. So,
It's just the guy, anyways.
all right, $45 is enough to buy an alien. We now have 3 star cards in our deck. As the party gets bigger, the music changes. There's actually a level of party size I've never attained. But I bought the soundtrack today, and I was able to listen to the song. I would rather have a more bigger party than this troublemaker. Alright, who's next? Oh, yes, hot bartender. Good. We could boot a boring person. Let's see, we got an. So technically, this was a 3-star party. If we actually came pretty close to fulfilling the win condition here.
We
So we're
could,
gonna
except
buy-
Anthony didn't show up tonight. Boom.
We're gonna buy that. So we now have enough aliens and superheroes to win theoretically, but now we got to get them all in the same place. Sometimes it happens by itself. Other times you gotta manipulate things. Okay, I'm not interested in making a ton of money. I'd rather just kick out the troublemakers. We're up to 3 stars. And there's number 4. We have thrown the ultimate party. So we won that round, and now I have to win 1 more to get the cherry. So let's go. We're gonna do another one. Every time you start out with the exact same deck of cards, so there's no surprises the first round. What do we got this time? We've got the caterer, who makes popularity but takes money. We've got the gangster, who brings in a lot of money but causes trouble. We've got nobody to counteract trouble except for the counselor, who is kind of not my favorite one to use.
I was gonna say that's almost too much, right? Like getting rid of all of it.
Well, certainly if we ever want to make use of
If
a
you're gonna try and
bartender.
scale your bartender, yeah.
Now, the writer, on the other hand, you get a lot of popularity based on how much trouble there is in the party. So the writer's kind of interesting. The one that I really want is the climber. The climber is extremely good. They start at 0, but every time they come in the door, they gain an extra popularity. There are some characters who can actually bring everybody outside, and then you can have the same character enter more than once in a party. But sadly, nobody in this lineup. Anybody worth putting on the team? The introvert gains popularity for every empty space in the party that you have. I guess we need some money. I don't know. I'm not loving what I'm seeing here right now. I can't. So normally I would add a gangster or this is a gambler to start increasing my earning potential early on, but I have nothing to counteract it. And the werewolf is good, but every second time they come in, they're trouble because they turn into a werewolf. A werewolf.
Yeah. It's like a Teen Wolf situation.
And I don't really love the ticket taker because you gain 2 money, but it costs you a popularity. So
Is there
really
a
only
is there a
getting, like,
booth
+1.
that you can invite to the party too, or
a who?
a booth? Teen Wolf's girlfriend.
Oh. Am I taking a chance? 1, 2. We got 6. I need more popularity. I don't even know that that's enough. Oh, the odds are getting bad. It's like 50-50. I can't do it. I should have done it. We need a climber.
Not with that attitude.
I guess I could buy a bartender to start making larger parties, but alright, bartender. Bartenders are good. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. What are you guys up to?
I'm sitting in my car talking to you guys,
Oh, I'm
watching the
sorry,
stars
man.
come out. No, it's great.
Nice. I've been playing Pacific Drive.
Oh, how is
Oh,
that?
yeah?
I've been
I'm
interested in that.
really enjoying it.
Really?
Yeah.
I played the demo of that like 8 months ago or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I can't remember what prompted me to pick it up, but I did and then didn't play it for a while, and then I was piddling about the other day. I'm like, oh, I'll try this. Because I thought it was supposed to be spooky, so I was like, oh, it's an October game, I'll play some. And
Would you describe it as spooky?
it can be spooky.
It's a little more eerie or something.
Yeah, I'd say that's a better descriptor for sure. Because you're not like there's not combat or anything like that. Essentially, the gist is you get sucked into this. Somebody said it was like Stalker meets something else, but I can't remember what the other thing was.
Life is Strange.
Yeah. But you're a delivery person delivering something outside of this.
Sent by grocers
Walled
to
off.
collect the bill, right?
Yeah, walled off zone in the Pacific Northwest that weird shit started happening. And you get sucked into it, and you're trying to get out, and essentially it's a, procedurally generated randomized thing where you drive a car into a zone that has, various hazards and buildings and cars and stuff that you can loot, and things that you try and pick up, and then you go back to your garage safe house and you can upgrade that. You can upgrade your car. You can craft stuff. You can expand.
You're basically
that
like trying to
building.
find things to make it so your car can like traverse to the middle of the
Yep.
zone or whatever, right?
Yep. And the further you're trying to go, then you have to go through multiple zones. And the first time you enter a zone, there's no exit. You have to find these stabilizing stations that are trying to keep things from going horribly awry. And you essentially retrieve the power power unit from it and stick it in your car. And each zone has a certain sort of bogey of how much of that energy you need to be able to open a portal out. And when you have enough of it, then the map will show the various portals you can open, and you can decide to open one, but you have to be a certain distance away from them before you can open them, because once you open them, essentially the whole zone starts to collapse, and you have to haul ass
It's like
to
escape sequence.
and get out. Yeah, exactly. So it's a grand escape sequence, and all the various wacky anomalies all start happening all over the place, and shit's erupting out of the ground, and lightning is going everywhere, and storms are coming in, and all this stuff. And so, you make it back, and then you like fix up your car and upgrade it some, and then go, all right, now let me go again. Let me find out what's happening here, so you can sort of decide whether you want to, push towards the goal, or do you want to do some scavenging and get stuff to upgrade shit and so on. And do you buy yourself better tires, or stronger panels for your car? You can make like storage racks and stuff that you can attach to the side of it. You can like make solar panels so that you don't have to worry about power.
Do you see the sun very much?
Yeah, it has a day-night cycle. So, and there is weather as well. So, all that stuff is all going on, but it's not like there's, things that are after you per se. Like there are anomalies and hazards and things, but
Right.
for the most part, it's like, all right, I'm driving along, and there's like this buzzsaw thing that comes out of the ground, but you can see where it's going to be, so you can drive around it. There is some stuff that will like try to attach itself to your car. There's things called abductors that are basically little UFOs that fly around that will grab you or your car and drag it around. But you can, see that they're there and figure out ways to avoid them, or there's stuff you can do. But nothing's trying to necessarily, kill you. There's not combat per se. It's more about exploring and scavenging stuff and so on.
Right.
We get a little
It's
scared
like
here, guys.
it's like Pimp My Ride, the survival game. I thought it was neat. I think I bought it, but I don't think I got around to playing it.
Life on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was something else that came out right at the same time, and I ended up playing a bunch of that instead. There were two indie games that came out right around. I can't remember what the other one was now either.
And then I've also been playing Grun.
Grun.
Grunn.
I think that means green.
Yeah. It's done by a Dutch guy. Alex listened to me playing it the other night.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah. For fans of Antichamber or those kinds of things, yeah. It's like, yeah, you start out, you wake up on this bus that has arrived at this garden area.
Antichamber on a bus.
You get off the bus.
Antichamber on a bus, yeah.
And you go across this bridge, and when you go across the bridge, a piece of the bridge falls out, so now you can't go back. And you're exploring the garden. You find a little shack, and it says, "Oh hey, clean up my garden by Monday." You gotta cut the grass and trim the hedges and do this and that and the other thing. And so you're wandering around, sort of trying to deal with that, and
Grunn.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's a garden gnome. And then later you turn around and, oh, he moved. Why is he over there now? What's happening?
Guys, I'm down to my last day. Things are looking bad.
You find out things about if I use the hedge clippers in this one spot, then I can cut a hole through this hedge and get out into this other area, which once you know that, you can do it whenever you want, because you'll end up running out of time, being killed by something, and then start over.
Pulled it out at the last second.
I am the true party master.
You are the true party master. You did it.
I had a 10% chance of that last
Yeah.
door open being the right kind of guy.
You really got super duper lucky there.
Oh man, that was I have a 4 streak going. I would have had to start all over again if I'd lost that. Whew, that was a rough deck. I had no way of calming trouble or selecting who would come to the party. Oh man. And that's it. We got...
You've been cherried.
Cherry disc. So, sorry Kurt, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no worries.
I am triumphant.
It's worth saying that you got the cherry.
I'll play a little bit of Pilot Quest and you can continue explaining how the Grun works.
Probably got a bunch of shards by now or whatever, right?
Well, as many as you can hold before your storage tops out,
Oh, really?
Well,
I didn't play enough to get to that point.
My shards are maxed out, but I have ingots, and I could still have more ingots. Also, I can buy a better yo-yo. Why is it all expensive this time? All right. Anyway, please carry on, Kurt.
Yeah. So it's very much in the realm of kind of things that I'd enjoy. Of all right, I'm wandering about and I don't know really what's happening, and I'm poking at things and just weird random things are happening that I don't understand, and later I gain some understanding and start over and go, okay, well this time I'm gonna do this and this.
Oh, it's a loop,
do this thing
kind of game.
Yeah. You keep going around when you get an ending, quote ending, when you are killed, and eventually you figure out sort of. I think I haven't finished it. Figure out what you're really trying to do. What your ultimate goal is.
It's not gardening?
Nope.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Is it regarding like anything? Like perhaps Phantasio?
It's about worms.
Metaphor
worms.
gardening refund.
Yeah.
I can't make it work. I'm sorry. I tried.
I
Metaphor
appreciate the
gardening, Grim
effort.
Fandango.
Metaphor
Awesome video
refennel
game.
Tazio.
It's about cooking.
I'm sorry.
And then I also wanted to recommend to Mike.
That's me.
I saw a guy promoting a thing called Run Man.
Run Man.
Run
Sounds
Man.
vaguely familiar. Isn't that an old game?
It apparently was a browser game
Yeah.
that
I
he
remember
finally
Run Man.
converted into a proper game that you can buy on Steam. Run Man Race Around the World.
I played Run Man.
Right. You're the star, right? Right? Run Man's the one where you play as a little star.
I don't quite remember. I think it
Or
was
do you
big
collect
on Screen
stars?
Shake, I want to say. Wasn't that a game that had a lot of Screen Shake?
It can, yeah.
I don't know.
It-
I
You're
definitely
basically
remember.
running as fast as you can and
It
Trying
felt very
to-
Lambeer.
trying to make. I can see that.
It was like a flash game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it felt like a game that a Mike would enjoy.
it historically
just-
it was.
Yeah, just run around, avoid obstacles. Oops.
Yeah, you're a little
Figure
star.
out how to optimize the path. Oops. And,
A mushroom.
it's incredibly colorful, very fast.
Yes, very intense.
Yep. I paid like I don't know, like $5 for it or something.
Nothing here.
And I want to find out when that came out.
Originally, yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you probably. Hold on. Whoops.
So one thing that
So I feel
maybe
like that's
don't-
15, 20 years ago or something.
I think it was when we were doing this
Really?
podcast, but that could also be 15 years ago. Is that possible?
Yeah,
No,
yes,
it's good
15
now.
years ago. After 15 years, Run Man Race Around the World is finally making its way to Steam.
Well deserved.
Straight up Run Man.
One thing you might not know about Pilot Quest is that the map is semi-randomized. There are connections between the different areas that are open and closed depending on
Oh,
you're a seed, I guess you'd say.
yeah, I haven't played enough to see any of that, but
I don't super love this
So it's-
game.
It was done by that guy and Matty Thorson.
Really?
Yeah, that's what made me go, really?
Wow. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Tom Sennett.
Tom
is the
Sennett?
guy that was promoting it
Oh, okay.
that I kept seeing. And see if there's any other
yeah,
facts.
2009 is when that came out.
Wow. It's weird being old.
Yeah.
Things happened so long ago.
Indeed. Time just keeps going.
Keeps on slipping.
I don't- have I-
slipping.
Did I talk to you guys about Silent Hill 2 remake? Speaking of old
You did.
games,
You talked to us about it. I don't know if you talked about it on what you might call a stream.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know. It seemed pretty good. I had to stop playing it because it's too depressing.
I can totally see
So
that.
it's working. It's working.
Yeah.
It's doing.
They did a
Good
good
Good job,
job.
Silent Hill.
Also, it's one of the few games that I don't think I knew this last time we all talked about it, but it's one of the few games that does not have
You told me
fucking
this.
cloud saves on Steam.
Yes, you did bitch
So
about
if you play it on Steam Deck and then say want to play it, say you've stopped camping and you're like in a hotel or
As
in
one might do.
an Airbnb or something, and you want to play it on your laptop, there kind of is no easy way to transfer a save.
hmm
So maybe you have to restart the game, and maybe that's also why I have stopped playing.
Yeah.
it, but-
Discouraged.
Yeah,
That is a justifiable way to feel.
yeah. I don't know.
It would be
I
good
mean,
to know that.
they
up front.
remade that game and it looks better. So
Hooray.
at least
Yeah, you
from what
said
I've
they-
seen, I have
they
not seen.
They didn't fuck it up, is what you said.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that, like, most of the changes that they've made are mostly for the better. I think I haven't seen anything that makes me think that like something is
They
like
didn't get
weird
it.
is going to happen. But also, I don't know if you guys saw that that interview with the head of Bloober Team, who's like literally said we're not going to make shitty games anymore.
That's a good manifesto.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
On
good
the
luck
other
to
hand,
them,
what
I
does
guess.
What does it say about what happened before?
maybe
Yeah,
they learned
That
something.
they know. Oh, there's a teleporter here.
My
all
eyes
those
hurt.
old necks.
Oh my god.
Your
I'm
eyes.
sorry, man. I love the game here.
Um,
Activate this teleporter for 10 Zoldnax? No, I understand.
do you not have the Zoldnax? Or...
I don't got no Zoldnax. I'm broke.
okay.
Well, I have one Zoldnak now. Just found one. This is not a... This
What,
map
does
is
that
really
teleport
twisted.
you back to the beginning, or?
Yeah, it lets you get around more easily, which is good because you're on a timer all the time. I will take a little minute to talk about this game. I don't think this is an incredible game. I think
What's
it's
it called?
interesting. This is Pilot Quest.
Okay.
And it's interesting because it combines two things that I really like in a way that I only sort of like.
Two great tastes that taste okay together.
That could be done better because it's an idle game mixed with Star Tropics, and I love both of those things. I mean, I know Star Tropics is a bit of a rough game, but I love it nonetheless. And I love idle games even though they're trash. And yet somehow this game does not quite inspire me to that level of. I'm not moved, you know. In part because like the idle game part, the economy is really basic. There's not like a whole lot of variety there, and the Star Tropics bit is kind of not super. Oh, hello. And then I'm only missing one more part. This is just good stuff, but that's nice. But doesn't really help me at all. Oops. Anyway, Alex, you sounded like you had something you wanted to go off on.
I was gonna say my eyes hurt because this whole time I've been playing this game that I just
What
discovered
game?
yesterday, called Unbeatable, which is from 2021 and was a Kickstarter game. And it's not out yet.
Oh,
the game
yeah.
comes out next year, but I found the trailer and I was like, what is this? This looks fucking incredible. Because the game is like, it's got this crazy like anime art style, and it kind of looks like FLCL to me, is like the thing that immediately it reminds me of. The game is called, okay, so the game, just to give you an idea of what the game is.
I thought the kids called that Fooly Cooly.
They do.
I mean, I just, listen.
Okay.
So,
I'm just asking. You're the anime guy here, not me.
I always have just said FLCL because here's why. Do you want to know why? Is because if you say Fooly Cooly, some people will say actually it's furry curry or shit like that. It's
Oh,
like,
Jesus
listen,
Christ.
it's like, listen, dude, it's just FLCL.
That's
it's
the only
fine.
kind of curry I don't want to eat. Shouldn't have that fur in there. Get a clean kitchen.
This is not what I'm here to talk about. Unbeatable is a game where the trailer ends and it shows the title card and it gives the like subtitle, which is a game where music is illegal and you do crimes.
Oh, that came
And
out
that
in
tells you-
2021?
Apparently that's because
demo
I never heard. No, the Kickstarter did, and then
Yeah.
the like 2022 I think is when the like demo thing came out, which is what I've been playing this whole time, and I'm like, damn, this is.
I mean,
fucking-
honestly, for a Kickstarter thing, 4 years is a pretty short turnaround.
honestly, yeah, it's true. It just says 2025, so it could be late next year. You know, who knows? But the game when it comes out is supposed to be like a mix of like an adventure game and then like a rhythm game. But it also just, like I said, it looks like this complete insane thing that just watch the trailer. It's like they're just beating up cops and then like playing music and jumping on trains and shit. It's like, dude, this looks crazy, but in a cool way.
I'm still waiting for Radio of the Universe, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, but so in like 2022 or something, they put out
2012, that was, holy shit.
they put out
Anyway, sorry.
like this demo thing. No, you're good. This demo thing called Unbeatable White Label, which is just like the rhythm game part of it. And I was like, kind of. There's not like a whole lot of story stuff. There is, but not really. Like, but it's a fucking good rhythm game. I was like, dude, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was gonna be a like sum is greater than its parts kind of a thing, and I'm like, no, this is actually like pretty fun. It's only 2 buttons, and it's like stuff just comes at you from either the left or the right or both, and it changes as the songs go on. And it's like you either hit one button to hit things in the top row, and then like another button to hit things in the bottom row, and that's it. But the way they and you're like, well, how much mileage is this gonna have? But like, they'll do things where it's like you're holding a button on the left row while you're hitting things in the top row on the right, and then you need to alternate, and then like, you know what I mean? They're smart about it, where it's just like it's kind of hard on the harder difficulties actually, but the music's really good. It looks great. I'm super hyped for this final game, like whenever this comes out. This is like a day one. Like, it looks super cool. I don't know if anybody here likes rhythm games. I feel like it's
I love
maybe
rhythm
Maddie.
games.
I think is the only person. If you're still there, Maddie.
I love rhythm games.
Okay, well then, Kurt, Unbeatable,
Yep.
white label. Check
Yeah,
it out. It's
I'm
free.
hearing
It's
you.
free.
I like them as long
Free.
as they're not too hard.
The lower
It's just
difficulties,
us.
like it
Like
doesn't
most
seem...
of I like most of Rhythm Heaven, but like Monkey Watch can like fuck off and die forever. You know, like you know what I mean?
There is like a can't fail mode. Like that's an option when you turn it on. I don't know if that locks you out of anything, but I would be surprised if it did. It doesn't seem like the kind of game that would do that. Like the final game, I mean, anyway. But
Yeah.
this is mostly just like stage select.
Looks
and then you
cool.
just
I like
pick
it. Definitely looks good.
It looks crazy good.
The
yeah.
trailer looks amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun little surprise. I had never heard of this, and it just popped up yesterday. I'm like, oh, okay. I want this
Pretty
more than
tight.
anything.
Listen, Radio of the Universe is coming out sometime. I'm sure of it.
I don't know what that is, but I understand that
It's like an overhead action exploration game that had a Kickstarter. Like
right.
I just looked it up. It was 2012, and it still isn't out yet.
I have a Kickstarter
There was a
that I
demo
backed
that came out a
around
couple years
then.
ago.
And I still get emails for it. I'm just like, you can let it go. It's fine. I spent $10 on this. I don't need it that badly. Just please stop.
Right.
Let
Or just
yourself
tell me
stop.
when it's done. Yeah. Someday it'll come out and it'll be a nice surprise.
The other thing I bought after our conversation over the weekend a little bit, Eric, was Stellar Blade, which I mentioned before you got here. Because I was just like, fuck
Yeah.
it. I was deciding between that and Metaphor Refantasio, and Eric was like, I'll let you know if anything bad happens. So I was like, alright, well, I'm going to play the anime game. It's good.
You know that's offensive, yeah.
I mean, her ass is huge and out kind of at all times. If you can deal with that, it's like a cool action game. The story's whatever.
I played the demo. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, the story's whatever. The voice acting and writing are not great, but like it's fun. Just run around and fuck shit up. And it's like, yeah, that's what I want to do in pretty much every video game. Just let me do weird combos and like teleport and like hit guys and pull out a gun and shoot them, like, and then juggle them. Like, yes, thank you. It kind of strikes me as like a cross between like a Platinum or like DMC, like, you know, like a Bayonetta, something like that.
A character action game.
A character action game, like it's like somewhere between that and like a Souls game. It's like kind of in between almost.
You've
It's a
lit the
little
Joe
more
signal and then you
deliberate.
extinguished it.
It's a little more deliberate than like a Platinum game, but it's not like it's nowhere near like a Souls game. But yeah, it's kind of like a happy medium. You gotta get used to it. But once you do, it's like, sweet dude, I'm gonna like perfect parry you and like teleport behind you and like just fuck you up. And then you do, and it's great.
How come Tornado's never got any money, man?
Because all the money got like blown away.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You think they would like keep it? Yeah, you think though they'd suck it in, though, right?
Have like a money clip or
Like a
something,
tornado.
right?
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah,
Guys.
Stellar Blade is a really good soundtrack. I forgot to mention. That's like a huge selling point.
Would you say that the music is?
Did you say a really good licensed butt? Because that is a big selling point. You're right.
That's the other selling point.
I know. That's just so funny to me.
It is.
I'm
really
mostly
funny.
just offended that they didn't call me up. I'm available.
They left you a message. You just didn't call them back, dude.
Yeah.
They're too
Sure.
good for my ass. On game.
Also,
She's
I don't-
these old necks.
Kurt, did you know Opeth was touring the U.S. this year?
I did
Like,
not.
right now.
I did not.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's almost over.
Well,
I
I
was very disappointed. There were times I could.
sort of wish I
I
had
don't-
known
they're
that.
playing. Well, no, they're playing in Phoenix on October 29th.
You'd have to get there a week
Um,
early.
Well, I was thinking about it because so they've got a new album coming out, and for the first time in a long time, Mike Ackerfeld is doing like death metal growl vocals again.
I mean, I enjoyed the last record they did way more than the couple before that.
Yeah, I haven't liked any of their albums really since Peter Lindgren and
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Mendez guys left.
yeah, I mean, the one Mendez is
After
there.
Ghost of Perdition left.
Yeah, after
that, I really haven't enjoyed.
yeah,
most of
after Ghost
their more
Reveries.
proggy albums.
I agree, but I did enjoy the most recent one way more than any of the others.
Yeah, well, so there's a new one coming out in mid-November, so that's what they're touring for.
Hmm.
And there's a couple of songs, like some tracks, but I haven't listened to those at all. I just found this out today, but
I'll have to
anyway,
think for that.
like they're playing like a bunch of old stuff on this tour though, so that was like what kind of had me thinking I might. I don't know.
You're gonna play Demon of the Fall.
They are playing Demon of the Fall, Kurt.
Mm.
They're playing Face of Melinda, Grand Conjuration, Demon of the Fall, Ghost of Perdition. Yeah.
Face of Melinda?
Bang and the
Face of
Hounds.
Melinda. No, they're not doing that one.
Man, I love that
Leper Affinity.
song. The Leper
first one
Affinity
off
is
of-
great.
That's a great fucking song.
That's a great fucking song.
Leper Affinity and Demon of the Fall and Face of Melinda are like
Yeah.
three of their best songs, I think.
Yep.
I mean, the big one that I would want to hear that's not on this is the Blackwater Park, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear Blackwater
I don't
Park.
know. I keep hoping that they'll
Oh,
do
shit.
like a
Bravo.
special 25th because we're almost to the fucking 25 years since that album came out, so it's like
Oh man.
holding out some hope that maybe
Yeah.
they'll.
That's 2 years from now.
Oh, this
Yeah. So that's like their. I feel for me anyway. That's like their apex. I think of their
Yeah, I agree.
album. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you so that way you could also be sad.
I could also be sad that I didn't see it. Nice.
Yeah. I'm really curious about this new album too. I don't know.
fucking Nosley.
I think they have another new drummer. Because I think the thing that I've missed them. I actually think aside from just not having like Peter Lindgren's like big riff writing chops, that I don't think I like the new drummer very much. And
Yeah.
I think they have a different guy on.
I
this new
really
album,
liked,
so I'll be curious to see.
I really like Martin Lopez because
Yes.
unlike a lot of drummers in that genre, he actually had some swing to his playing.
I was just gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Actually. Yep.
And even when he was playing hard, there was
Yeah.
it wasn't robotic.
Yep.
Um,
That's what got lost. Like the groove is the thing
Yeah.
that like got murdered after Ghost of
After-
Perdition
yeah, after Ghost Reveries.
or Ghost Reveries. Yeah. But anyways.
Yep.
Because
Well, I think it's-
I've been going through all their old albums. and
Yeah,
it was
I mean, I
good.
saw them twice before any of that happened. So,
Yeah.
and my album, my T-shirt from the Damnation tour is still.
I've seen you in that T-shirt.
It's still holding up. It's amazing. Every once in a while, I look at the back of it and go, "Jesus Christ, 2004." I have shirts I bought like 4 years ago that aren't holding up that well.
Yeah. I still have my old shirt that's not nearly that old. It's from 2011. Was the Caius Lives shirt that I wore
Yeah.
all the time until I got too big to fit in it.
Are they really called Caius?
Yeah,
I'm calling them Kyus this whole time.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. You might have it right. I'm not sure.
I feel like I don't have a lot of authority on this.
I don't know. Isn't kiss too hard to say when you're stoned out of your mind?
I don't know. Anyway, I drove by the sign today, Kurt. The Sky
Did you
Valley
really?
sign is apparently. Yeah, it was like.
Did you take
I
a
didn't
picture?
have to even go out of my way. I did, yeah. I'll post
Nice.
it in the chat.
Awesome.
I didn't even have to go out. Like I drove through. Apparently, I didn't realize this until I was looking at like Google showed me it. While I was looking at the map, trying to like plan my route today, because I'm in like the northwest corner of the park, and I did a hike in the south side of the park, and there's
went
like
on Google Maps
there's like an
and
interstate
said-
you can take to get back around, or there's like a side road you can take,
Mhm.
and the side road is the road where the Sky Valley sign is
Oh, man.
from the Kai's
Nice.
album. So
You were on Google
Yeah,
Maps.
that's pretty
Just
cool.
button said music landmarks near me.
yeah, I don't Google fucking stiffed me out on this one, I guess. But yeah, well, I mean, I know that like this is kind of the area where they would come to play the
Yeah,
like the infamous desert shows. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Hey, you're back alive.
Good job.
You may not be happy to hear this, Kurt, but I did recruit a giant spider to work in my town.
Mm-hmm.
so I could.
That's when you're in the
Don't
pocket
tell
of
So
big
it.
I was
spider.
at I was at
saw them earlier.
Pinnacles. I was at the Pinnacles National Park. I just stopped by for like a short hike. It's like a smaller hike. It's like a smaller national park where it's just like these big crazy rocks kind of got pushed up out of the ground. But it's a tarantula mating season right now.
Oh
And so
boy.
there was a
Fuck
sign at
off.
the park.
Yeah.
There was a sign at the park that just has a picture of a tarantula, and it says, let me see if I can find it. Let me
Arachnophobe.
We're,
look
get,
at
Let's
we're
not
getting it
lie.
on. Leave us alone.
let's see if I can find that.
Different kind of sticky
I sent it
situation.
to Alex and Anthony. I should have posted it. I was posted it in Discord, but I didn't get a chance. Let's see. Right here. It's mating season. Time for a stroll. Please watch out for these guys on the trails and the roads. They'll be very frightening. And there's just a picture of it. So the tarantulas are, like when the males like live like 10 to 15 years, and then like at some point they decide it's time to mate, and usually they get like killed and eaten by the female spiders after they mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nature, everybody.
And so like the female spiders stay in their hidey holes, and then the males, when the females are ready to mate, they like put out a pheromone that the males can smell.
Right.
And so the males they go up to the hole, and then the females come out and try and kill them, and then the males like have to fend them off until they can like inseminate them, right? And then sometimes they live, but most of the time the females end up killing them in the process.
They're just
Like
like
Matt-
this.
Maddie
healthy
says, "What would
babies, yeah.
tarantula's role be in the party house?" I mean,
Definitely
obviously trouble.
Also, they have very high paying
I don't
jobs, so
Most of the rest of the time, tarantulas are pretty chill, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't see any there, but I did see one out and about here last night. When I walked
Oh,
to
actually,
the bathroom.
I'm sorry. I have a sincere answer to that question. There's a type of character in Party
Yeah.
House whose role is they take everybody outside. So I think when
Okay,
you activate the tarantula, everyone goes outside.
Maddie actually says clears the whole house out. Mochi says they'll live a lot less than 10 years if I have anything to do with it. Also alone.
Leave the tarantulas alone. They're out in the desert.
I mean,
being
I don't have a problem with
chill,
them
not
if they're over
bothered.
there doing their own thing. You know,
Yeah,
they're over there and I'm
They
over
don't bug
here,
people much,
and
do
that's
they?
fine.
Tarantulas
No, they don't want.
seek out
Tarantulas
people.
are very shy. Like they only come out at night. It was because I was asking the ranger when I
vampires.
saw the sign. I was asking the ranger at Pinnacles about it, and she was telling me that if you want to see them, you kind of have to wait until like well after dark, until after it cools off a lot, and then you'll see them come out and like wander around. I thought about waiting to see them, but then I was like, I don't want to have to drive down the road and like dodge horny tarantulas.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't want to be running them over with my car.
That sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
It kind
That's
of,
the-
yeah, maybe. So
That's
I
the
don't-
last level of
in-
Pacific Drive, by the way. Maddie
In
says
New York,
that house burns
um,
down if you play Tarantula. Unless you have a dog, then he just eats it.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Because like in New York, a lot of times in the spring, when the spring peepers are out and the frogs are horny,
Mhm.
like there'll be a few days where the frogs go fucking crazy at night, and if you're out driving, then there's just like hundreds of frogs trying to cross the road.
Yep.
And
I do enjoy hearing
I've
that.
had to drive through that before,
Oh, no.
and it really makes you feel bad. Yeah, because it's like you either like there's no way to stop them from like suiciding under your car.
Yep.
Unless you just like pull over and stop.
Get
for
a
the
broom
night,
out or something.
basically. Yeah. So I didn't want that to happen with the tarantulas, but I did get to see a couple here. I had like last night I put my headlamp on with the green light. So, because like green light doesn't bother wildlife like the bright light does.
Right.
And I just did, there's like, I walked around the, like this campground, and then there was like a little short loop trail that was like a half a mile or whatever. And I saw some kangaroo mice and a rabbit and a couple of tarantulas. And pretty cool.
So I haven't made as much
And then, yeah,
progress
today I
as-
did a long hike in the desert, and it was awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See any cacti?
There was lots of different kinds of cactuses and
Any
kind of
cactos?
cool
The
birds.
barrels.
I walked to an oasis,
Oh, wow.
neat,
Was it midnight?
which was definitely like, no. Also, there was no water, but there was like you just like it was like it's like a 7.5 mile round trip, I think. So you walk basically 3.5 miles into the desert,
After,
and
when you
it's
walked there,
very
and there
much
was no
so
water,
like, yeah,
did you walk away and then look back in anger?
yeah, yes. No, I brought my water.
No, there was an explosion behind him and he didn't look back.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really cool because like you get there and then you like there was like a nice ridge and then you can just see like a bunch of palm trees like after seeing nothing but cactuses and rocks basically for 3 miles.
Yeah.
And then you can like there's no trail down, but you can kind of like pick your way down. Yeah, that was cool. I don't know. For after having spent pretty much my whole life walking in the woods. It was,
Walking in
it
the
was very
desert's
cool to
something
see
new.
the desert. Yeah. But also, I got back about 1 o'clock, and I definitely like in the summertime, like I'm not fucking. I would never even try it. It made it up to like it was like mid 90s, I think, and it was still like I've done hikes twice as long with like 3 times the elevation gain where I didn't feel as like tired by the time I was done.
Yeah.
No.
And it's October.
It's true. It's true what they say. And it's October, yeah. But after this, I'm going to Death Valley for a day. But I don't know if I'm actually going to do any hikes or anything there.
It'd be even hotter there. It's Death Valley.
Yeah,
One time I
well,
went
not only
there, it
that, but
was
like,
They call it that for a reason.
yeah.
That's just because they don't want people moving there. It's like it's so nice
Yeah, maybe. I'll let you I'll
to
give
keep
you
the
a
tourists
report.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you say you've been there, Mike?
I had been there a long time ago. We drove through basically, and like got out of the car occasionally to see some cool stuff, but it was hot as fuck. It was just like pure sand dune desert at like I don't know 110 degrees or something like that.
Yeah.
Just the driest,
that's what I'm gonna
hottest
do.
I've ever been. It's like the inside of an oven.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't. There are hikes and stuff, but even like since there's no landmarks, really, like a lot of the hikes even listed on the national parks website are just like follow this dirt road out to these coordinates and then park and just like walk out into the desert and try not to get lost because you'll die. And I'm like, I'm not sure I really want to. I'm
That's a level of hiking that I'm not sure.
Okay, navigation skills, but I'm not sure I'm ready to do that.
Have you seen 127 hours?
Yeah, no, I haven't, but I know what it's about. So And when you go onto their website, it's like, hey, it's almost November. This is like a pretty good time to visit. Because actually, it's like the opposite of all the other national parks, where like there's a bunch of campgrounds in Death Valley that don't open until November.
Right.
Whereas almost all the campgrounds and all the other national parks are closed for the year. So.
Right.
But. Yeah, it's only supposed to be in the 90s. Whatever.
First shot.
Call that a Death Valley.
Still alive, bitch.
Maybe if you're trying to kill like an ice cube or something.
Right.
I'm gonna watch me kill this fucking drink.
Now that I've taunted Death Valley, my car will definitely break down. Get through.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be a bad place for that to happen.
Yeah.
Getting close to the end of another round of Overbold where I might have a chance of getting that cherry. I think this may be my last attempt, and then I might call the stream for tonight. So it's fight number 7. I need to make sure that I have 1,300 bucks left over, so I can spend 300. What are we gonna buy for 300 bucks? I think,
I don't know.
to quote Metal Gear Solid 2, time for more bombs.
Uh-huh.
Well, I almost died like so many times. We did it, everybody. Expert. We need it.
What do you, oh, the music
The music game.
thing?
I got a D. Good job. That song was hard.
That's D for
It's
damn
better
good.
than that.
Yeah. I beat it on Expert though. We'll take that.
Alright, so last round, and I've got $100 I can spend, and nothing costs that much money, so never mind. Oh yeah, there's one that gets to like a double, like a clone robot will kind of stand next to you and do everything you do, which is cool because they also drop bombs, and those bombs I think can also kill you. So, you know, buyer beware. But I cannot afford anything if I want to get that cherry. So.
Like the Shadow clone from Ninja Gaiden.
If it had a
Except it
bomb
can
that
kill
can
you.
kill
It
you.
can kill you
Yeah.
with bombs, yeah.
Oh, god damn it, I already used up one of my shields. One of the most important upgrades you can get is the thing that lures enemies to walk into your bombs. By far, I think the most important item you can have if you want to survive. In this game? Ah, with my last shield. No, I have one left.
There's a med kit up there too, I think.
Yeah, gotta grab those, but don't want to take a hit though. Yeah, I get one every 15 seconds. Because I've upgraded that ability a couple times. Ah. Now I don't have any shields though, so any damage that I take is coming straight out of my health meter. That's bad.
I mean, that seems like it would be bad.
This game is really good though. Leave me alone, fucking whale. Ah.
Well, they're flying wild.
Yes, I said fucking, but I meant flying. Shit.
Well, I thought they were scooting around on their fins with their flying.
Oh, that would be very cute, but no, this is a space game. The whales can fly.
Yeah, that's a Gojira reference.
Yep.
The band or the monster?
Yes.
Yeah, the band. They wrote a whole album about flying whales.
Nice.
In fact, they have a song that's called Flying Whales.
Yep.
Alright, I'm doing better than last time. I don't have a lot of like firepower with my main gun, which is kind of a drag. It shoots fast, but doesn't do a lot of damage. Yikes. don't know how I beat this the first time, although I do think I had much better. Oh, I did it.
You did it.
Woo. I think I
You
had
did it just like
powerful
that?
the first time. Just like that.
Good
Cherry,
job.
baby.
Look at that.
Whew. Very good. That's 2 cherries in one night. Not bad.
That's a very cordial evening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fucking lord!
I don't
I was able to acquire a brand new ship, which costs $3,200. While nothing could replace the one Charcus destroyed, this would be a fine successor. The character in this game, by the way, is the same character who's in, I think it's called Velgris. It's basically the game that I call Upwell.
okay.
It's like you're going up, 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 up.
Is that the one made by the Downwell guy?
No, it's not actually. The Danwell guy
Oh.
made the side-scrolling car shooter that I think Joe played the first time we fired this game up.
Oh.
Their pockets overflowed with leftover cash. The future shined brightly indeed. Yeah, money makes the world go round. All right, I think that's going to be it for this stream, unless somebody else has any last-minute requests for me.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna go lay in my hammock and look at the stars.
Nice.
One
I'm
thing
also
nice
looking
about
at
the
stars.
desert, the night skies are pretty incredible.
Pretty nights, pretty dark.
Also, the day moon was really good today.
I like a nice day moon. He's like, what are you
Yeah,
doing
it
there?
was like
It's daytime.
it was like a half. It was like a half moon, but it was you could like kind of see the outline of it because the sun was so. It was really good.
Nice one.
And it doesn't
Alright.
look like the moon is out yet tonight. I don't even know if it is. It must be real low. So
Well, you know what else
Anyways.
is real low is the amount of time left in
Uh-huh.
this stream. Good night, everybody.
set to bed.